gonna go to your bedroom and leave it surprise.
You stay away from my money.
It's a small little insect drawing on surface. I can't steal your money without being reset, okay? Rudimentary perfume made from flowers and oil. The brass has been polished into a rudimentary mirror, which has been used for applying makeup. Some sort of powder for makeup. I'm not gonna... Isn't it the thing is I'll... Okay, we're gonna... There's a point to this, right? We're gonna... I've saved. So if I steal this,
the many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Dear Diary, today I'm celebrating. I made the easiest 1,000 denarii I've ever made by selling a way out to a desperate fool. Of course, it may not have been the way out I was hoping for, but hemlock still counts. I'll teach her for insulting my hair. So I didn't break the golden rule I made of trying it sometime. Dear Diary, it worked again. I'm now another 1,000 denarii richer thanks to Ulpius and his desperation to escape. Of course, there's very little to spend money on here, but having it gives me a little thrill for a brief moment at least. Dear Dinley, finally I have something to spend my money on. Malleolus is running for magistrate in election tomorrow, and he's promised that for a sufficient tribute I'll be able to move into old Sentius Villa once it's vacated. How he plans to achieve that he wouldn't say, but still better make sure he wins. Is that gonna give me anything? No, so I might as well reload. Because if I know it, that's good enough. She's...
Unless you want me to slip some hemlock into your next drink, get out.
Okay, up first or down first? There's another Lararium. Oh, quickly pop in here. Dice Tower? Metal dice designed to stop people from cheating when rolling dice. Clear cheating must be a problem on Roman. Hell yeah! Ancient Dice Tower. Theophilus had an orchard with 4 girls here. Disappointed all of them equally. I'm not gonna steal anyone's stuff anymore. I'm just carrying a shield looking where we have in the city. But do I have an inventory? Why are you here? Why are you following me? Why do I have so much money? And do I keep my inventory between sessions? Like time loops? Oh boy, that's an entire ass cave down there. And an area I cannot get to. And up. The movie. Oh my god, there's tons of shit everywhere. Let's go up there first, that seems to be... Oh, does my health recover over time? Because I had less health before.
Turns.
Why are you standing back there staring at me? Rude. So many people have turned to gold. Ceramic ink jar. Ink made from soot and water. Key to the chest in the shrine of Apollo. And I can take this? And it's not a crime. I guess we need to go to the shrine of Apollo. Which is 1 denarius. A singular one. Using as a shelf. I keep pressing escape to get out of this, but that's just a wooden rack containing various dried and ground substances. But it's not Skyrim. The inventory system works differently. Mainly that I can't access it with I. A rudimentary doll. He's been well loved. And a bed. If there's only 22 people, how could he let someone live in
fetch again with incessant labor.
poverty? I feel like it'd be so easy to just not have that happen with so few people. And the power structure so clearly defined. Oh, here I'm allowed to take things. Possibly the last bottle of wine in the city. Oh, you reckon the dude wants wine? Does this lead to another? Wait, where am I? Oh my god, it's just... Game big, eh? Oh, it's a little goat. Hello, little goat. Goose eggs. I'm also allowed to take those. Hey, who are you then? Oh, are you the guy I talked to at the beginning?
I saw you use the device I made, and it worked! Anyway, I'm sorry to ask, but is there any chance you'd be willing to do me a favor?
What's up, mate? What you need?
Well, I've been trying to get this rare flower from the rock spire in the middle of the lake. It's too steep to climb, so I hung a rope over the lake and made this pulley device, only I couldn't quite summon the nerve to use it. Do you think you could use the device again and try to get that flower for me?
Maybe. Why not?
Thank you. It would help me a lot. There's no rush, just whenever you get a chance. Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it.
I have the time.
I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. Sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young. It was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These Legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. It still burns whenever I think about it.
Well, very sad. I definitely didn't check my emails while he was going on. I 100% listened. I'm a great listener.
Of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. Never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and The rest is a blur.
And you woke up at
Next
the
thing I knew,
riverbed.
some stranger was
Yep.
dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place and started my life over again. That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting. And he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away sometimes.
I always love when it says, yes! Yes! Brackets lie.
Oh, come on, don't be like that. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about? I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life. Alright, see you around.
Alright. I could jump into the river and die, but I feel like that's not the optimal way to solve the game. And gamers do things optimally. Alright, back to up there. More to explore, more to see, more to learn, more to touch.
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water. And the tree.
Why are you still standing here, woman? So this just let... Here, yes. Yes it did. Alright, then we go up. Possibly last bottle of wine. Well, that's wrong, because I have 2 bottles of wine now. My god, where is this? Cave is endless. This might be climbable. Oh, but they can't. Is that what we're saying? Okay. We've got another little hut here. The place is called Accursed. Here, Sitios offers up his inner to be torn, stretched out over 9 fields. You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water, and the tree you grasp at eludes you. You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always returns. Ixon turns and follows after himself and flees, and the 49 Belites, who dare to plot destruction of their cousin and their husbands, fetch again with incessant labour the water they have lost. The blood-like shadows one without flesh or bone. Good for them. You know, they're living their best life. I'm gonna go to the priestess later. But for now I'm just surveying the area, really. Huh, curious. Circular stone disc with a symbol of a fish. Bread. It's a fresh ore until it probably isn't finished with it. So I'm not allowed to steal that. Probably save it. Wooden carving, some of a fish. So we've got Christians here. And a Christian shrine in there as well. Someone's a Christian here. Oh my god. I got so much money. Fucking hell. I can zip back to the top, but I don't see a point right now because there's one more area to explore, which is here. What the fuck? Oh, I walked up. Confused there for a second. Where is this? Ooh, the walking up and down is a bit weird. The way the camera shakes. The Myth of the Golden Rule by Duratus the Younger. As per our custom, I shall begin by paying my respect to the god responsible for this city. For our continued prosperity and tranquil seclusion needs serious administration, but here I must depart from custom for his attempt to impose a strict rule upon us, oppressive and overreaching, and deserving of our contempt. Who among us has not awoken at night in a cold sweat, fearing some sort of accidental transgression of the Golden Rule? All of us must accept that we are all capable of error, whether from a momentary lapse in judgment or a conscious decision based on faulty reasoning. Yet the great threat, the sword of Damocles that we live under, I believe merely a deception, and I shall prove it to you. Let me begin by dismissing the counter-arguments. First, it may be argued that the inscription stating the man shall suffer for sins of the one is evidence that the Golden Rule is very real, but that is logically unsound, for we cannot assume the writer knew any more than we did. That this message was inscribed does not make it true any more than if I were to inscribe Duratus the Younger as a god. Second, it may be argued that the statues in this place are evidence that the Golden Rule is very real. You need not remind me of that. It was I who discovered them all around the city. It was I who collected them, placed them in a handcart, and placed them in the niches in which they sit today. I will not soon forget them, and yet I refuse to leap to the conclusion that they were once real people. There's simply no evidence to support that conclusion. When you read the story of Venus bringing Pygmalion sculpture Galatea to life, we do not believe it is true. Why should we take a different view here? Wait, of course you believe the story. It's a story about your god. One of your gods. But ultimately these arguments are just that. After years of living in fear, there's only one way for me to prove that the Golden Rule is falsehood, and that is through action. Friends, I apologize in advance for this, but one day you will see the moment as a turning point in our city's history. Let us once and for all call the Golden Rule is real, so strike one of you with my fist. Well, that seems problematic. So much money. Oh, is it like if someone breaks the rule, I can run back in time to not lose my shit? Or otherwise it might just be game over anyway. Oh, the little market. I remember that little market. I remember there was like a fisherman's hut though. That was very interesting. By some lake.
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Am I going to die?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die?
You're not going to die anytime soon, Dooley.
My mother told me, when you die, a ferryman helps you cross a river, and your spirit lives on in the underworld. Is that true?
Well, yes, but...
Is it true that if you were good, you get to go to Elysium, but if you were bad, you get punished forever and ever in Tartarus?
Something like that, but
If I die and go to Tartarus because they say I've been bad?
I'm not going to let that happen to you, Dooley. I promise.
Thank you, Galerius. Thank you.
Now, I have more work to do, but I'll visit you again soon, alright?
All right, Galerius. See you then.